There's a difference of being alone versus lonely. Alone time is something to be cherished and valued. I have 2 small children. Alone time is something to be cherished and valued. There's a German word for being overtouched. I am that. So I will never deny the alone time, and this is when we process emotions. It's very, very, very important to have strategic alone time. But being lonely, you can be lonely in a group of people. When we think of that feeling of belongingness, there's a million definitions. The way I understand it is, where can my heart rest? Or where can my soul rest? Who are these people that I'm with? And people doesn't mean that you don't challenge each other or have conflict or anything like that, but where you know you're safe. So as we think about, I'm going to talk about individual gatherings and then, dyadic gatherings, right to the large group gatherings. But how can we create that feeling of belonging for ourselves and others? And what does that look like? Now, this is an A+ on my graphics for this presentation. You're welcome. What's so interesting about this idea of loneliness, and there's been stats thrown out, especially in the last several years, where being lonely, feeling lonely for a period of time is equivalent of smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. That's how much it impacts our health. We also know in the US where they will not perform surgery on somebody who does not have social support to help them after. They know that in every single marker of success for surgery, so whether that's recovery time, whether that's participation in their medication or adherence to it, or adherence to physiotherapy, all of the markers in hundreds of studies, the #1 predictor is social support. So we know this has a health impact, physical health impact. We also know it has a psychological health impact, actually to the most profound state. So here's my question to you. Do you know who's in your front row? We were never supposed to do this life alone. We were never supposed to act in silos. So when things are hard, who's holding you up? When you can't hold yourself up, who's there? And these people change throughout seasons of your life. But do you know who they are? And do you know who you're in their front row? Now, there's an old saying that says you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I really hope that's not true, because I spend a lot of time with a 4- and a 7-year-old and their friends. So I do hope that there's some leeway on that we can construct this. And if you are struggling to fill the spots, I suggest you get creative about it. You can think of this from a professional sense. Who are the mentors? Who are your colleagues? Who are your people that you go to when you have a hard day? When you think about it from a personal standpoint, it changes by season of life. I will tell you right now, my back hurts and my massage therapist is in one of those seats right now. That's not normally the case. So it can ebb and flow. And I need to normalize this idea of having a psychologist in one of those seats. Grief is the most unifying human experience besides taxes, but grief, and we don't know what to say to each other. Everybody is going to lose somebody. And yet, especially in the work environment, we stumble over words to say. And yet, there's a professional that is there and able to guide you and help. Why don't we seek it out and normalize it more?